Style. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, my name is Michelle and I do all things makeup related. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you are notified of every time that I post on Mondays and Thursdays. So in most of my videos, I kind of just use my amateur beginner makeup skills, which aren't really skills at all. Kind of made fun of them and kind of just worked with what I have. But recently I have been watching a lot of Robert Welsh on YouTube. He is a professional makeup artist and he kind of gives tips on YouTube to help other people grow into more professional makeup artists. So that's kind of what I'm going to be trying to implement today in my makeup, and I'm going to be trying to do more of a like natural look, something that instead of doing something crazy and creative and colorful, I'm going to try to keep it more neutral toned and just kind of use makeup how it was intended and just kind of emphasize the natural features and bring out more brightness in my face. So I watched Robert Welsh's playlist of pro tips, and in that I didn't really see one about primer. I always say I don't like primer and I don't use primer, but I do use primer. So I don't know, but I really like this Milani Prime Light primer just because it's very luminous and it just gives like a very glowy base. I have dry skin, so this just makes it look a little more moisturized and a little more dewy, so I prefer that. It has nice reflex in it, so I will put that down all over my face, and then I will take a damp beauty sponge and use my foundation here. One of the big things with Robert Welsh is that you really don't need a whole lot of product. You don't need an excess amount. He said usually 1 to 2 pumps is enough to cover the whole face, even if you are using full coverage. So I've just used a little amount. This is probably like 1 pump thing. And so what you want to do with, well, according to Robert Welsh, what you want to do is place the foundation kind of in the center of your face and blend it outwards, just because this is where you'll need the most amount of coverage. And I do have a lot of redness kind of like in the center of my face, so I'll just go and blend this out. So that just gives me a little bit more coverage in the center of my face where I have most of my redness. So again, that was just 1 pump of my foundation and it did what I wanted it to do. I do have still some more like acne scars that aren't really covered, but I can go in with like a second layer, or I can go in with a little bit of concealer. So I'm just gonna do like a little small pump just to add a little extra coverage where I want and need it, and then I'm going to blend that out and make sure that the coverage is consistent throughout my entire face. So I know a lot of people right now are working from home or just self-quarantined or just mandatory quarantine, and you are probably doing work calls, video calls with friends. So this is just kind of a way to not use too much makeup but still give yourself a nice fresh look so that you don't look dead inside and as tired as you feel. So now that we have the foundation applied, I'm going to go in with a little bit of concealer. Usually what I do is I do that whole like triangle thing, and that's just a lot of excess product that you just don't need. So what he does is he goes in with a single dot on the outside corner, and then he'll do, this is kind of a bigger applicator for this, but he'll do like a dot here and then a little dot below it. And I think I still pretty much used too much product. Like that's still pretty big dollops there, but then you can just take a concealer brush or a foundation brush or a beauty blender, and you want to just blend it out where you've placed it. Yeah, I definitely used way too much product from that still, so it's gonna be a lot of blending, but it's really just to brighten up that space. I probably could have honestly gone in with just 1 dollop in the inner corner, but let me try blending this out more. So I usually do bring it down pretty far normally, so I think if I just blend it out that way, it gives me the same effect. So yeah, I definitely could have gone in with way less product than even what I used there. So a lot of people, they just like pack it on and then just blend, like smooth it out, which doesn't really do anything. So I think that this looks pretty good. I'm still brightened in the spots that I want to be brightened in. What do I usually do next? Now I'm going to fill in my eyebrows. So for the body of it, I'm going to go in with this It Cosmetics brow power. And I prefer this one just because it's like a universal taupe color, which doesn't actually mean that everybody can use it, but it works for me. Someone did recommend an e.l.f. eyebrow pencil, but I have not been able to purchase it yet. So I'm just going in with what I have. And for this, I will just take the natural strokes of my eyebrows and the natural shape of my eyebrow and just kind of darken it a bit. This is really nice for people with red hair just because a lot of times our eyebrows are like, this is actually pretty dark for like redhead eyebrows. A lot of people have more blonde and translucent looking eyebrows, which is what I used to have. I never dyed them or anything. They just kind of probably have had too much product packed on them over the years that they just decided to change color, which I'm not mad about. So I know like the trend is like big puffy eyebrows, but I just like to go in with my natural shape and my natural style. And your eyebrows don't have to be the exact same. So that's just filling in the eyebrow hair that I can see and that is actually colored. Now there's this huge gap between my two eyebrows. So I will be trying to go in with a smaller brush that will be able to just kind of do like natural hair strokes up. Because there are like little hairs here. They're just kind of hard to see. So I'll try to just change the shape a little bit, not too drastically and not too much, but just kind of going up in natural hairstyles. And then I'll do the same for the other side. Just trying to close that gap there and really work on emphasizing those few little strands that don't get a lot of color. And then I'll go back in with the little spoolie and I'll be sure to brush the hairs in the direction that I want them. So again, I'm just going for a more natural sculpted look. So nothing too crazy with the eyebrows. I'm not going to sculpt them with concealer or anything. People pretty much use too much product for that anyway. So next I'm going to go in with contour. And I usually go in with this contour palette here, and I usually just mix the two shades because this is too light to be a contour shade and this is too dark to be a contour shade. So I usually go in with both, but he did recommend using an eyeshadow that's more of a gray tone. So I have this BH Cosmetics just like matte palette, and I think like this one's gray and this one's gray. I would say maybe like this one would be too dark, but it is kind of close to like the shadow color. So maybe I'll try going with this one and hope it's not too dark. And for this, you can just use any eyeshadow brush really. And you want to, he says, to look down so that you can see the natural place of the shadows. I do have a ring light on, so like that affects it a little bit. But I did check beforehand and it is like just down here, kind of a little curved out. And I do have a long face, and he said for long faces, you want to kind of curve it up a bit. So I'm just gonna look down and try to fill in with eyeshadow. And then I'm gonna try to like blend that out. So that way it like really deepens that shadow that's there. So again, I really am not a professional at all. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of following recommendations of pros, at least for this video. So again, that went down too low. Okay, I think that looks a little better. You can kind of see the sculpting I have done. It just brings this part kind of like, you know, makes it sharp. I don't know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go in with that same little brush. I shouldn't do because it kind of is crap, but oh god, that was too much. This just kind of contours the nose a little bit. Again, I did put it a little too dark. Blend that out so it doesn't just look like dirt on my nose. Okay, I'm just trying to blend that in more the bigger fluffy brush. Just trying to fix what I did. Do a little bit of lighter powder. See if that helps. Not really, but that's okay. So I don't really have a lot of product when it comes to blushes. So I'm gonna use this Milani Rose one. This one's probably a little too dark for what I like to do with blush, but we're just gonna try it. And what you wanna do is kind of place it right on top of that, whatever it's called, contour that I did. And that just kind of blends out the line too between your contour and your blush. You don't want to bring the blush too high either, because then it kind of gets in the way of the highlighter. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to try to use some bronzer. Only bronzer I have is from Milani, and it's this really deep tone, which I really probably shouldn't use because I think it is a bit too dark for me. I personally would like something maybe a little warmer. I'm gonna tap a little bit on here, and then I'm gonna take that over the contour and the blush and just kind of blend that in again. And I'm gonna try to take it up a little bit more, just again where that shadow is. Alrighty, now that I have that maybe like extra sculpted, I'm going to try to go in with some highlighter. I'm going in with a little bit of a fluffier brush that's a little dyed pinkish orange. I'm going to go in with this Brain Freeze palette by Jeffree Star. It's a highlighter palette, and I think I'm going to try to go into this shade here. Maybe mix these two because this one feels a little bit dark and this one feels a lot lighter than it should be. So I'm just going to take a soft little brush on it. And again, you want to like look up and see where you want to apply that highlight. So I did my nose a little bit, and then do like right here. I don't use highlighter a lot, so I don't fully know what I'm doing with it. All right, I feel like I put a little too much on. Actually, a lot, a bit much. A lot, a bit much. Yeah, that's Jeffree Star highlighter for ya. It is a lot, and it's quite intense. So maybe don't use a Jeffree Star highlighter if you're going for a more natural look. Just putting that out there. So now I'm gonna focus more on the eyes and doing more of a natural kind of sculpt again, using more neutral natural colors. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go back into that shade right here, the one that I used for the contouring. And I'm just gonna take that and I'm going to kind of sculpt out the eye a bit, and I'm just going to take it right into the socket and blend that out. Probably could use a different shade for this. It doesn't have to be this dark one. I probably should have used a little bit of a warmer tone right in the socket, so it kind of gives like a little bit more definition, I think. And then I'm gonna do the same on the other side, and again, just going right in that socket. You kind of want to find where that line is, and you don't want to go above it. You just want to go into that socket. So then once you have it there, you can blend it out. And now I'm gonna go in with one of these more like neutrally shades. I'm probably gonna go in with this guy here, and then I'm gonna place that on the lid and just kind of pat that out and blend it out. This sucks. This does not look good. I probably should have just stopped with the like contouring on my eye, but I'm going with it anyway. Now again, because I am a redhead, I have very blonde lashes. I don't even know if you can see them. So I'm going to first go in with a little bit of eyeliner just to maybe define that line a bit more. I would say if you want to go for a more natural look, you should maybe go with a brown color. Cute. And I'm doing this technique that he talks about in one of his videos, and it's to put your mirror like down more and then look into it, kind of like you're looking at your double chin. And you're just gonna put the liner where you see like the natural line is. So instead of like looking straight ahead, ooh, you can't even do that. Looking straight ahead and just placing it wherever you think it should be placed, it's gonna make your eye a little bit more droopy. and you don't want that, obviously. So you want to just place it and hope that it kind of lines with both the top and bottom lash line. So lastly, I'm going to go, oh, well, I should do my lips too. Next, I'm going to be going in for the mascara. And again, I have very light eyelashes. So mascara is like a must for me. I mean, you don't need to wear any makeup ever, but for me, I do like the look of when you can see your lashes. So Robert's mascara tip is to take it and go up. While you are brushing up, you also want to be twisting or turning. You want to be turning the brush as well. So you're going up and turning it. And then you also want to be doing like a zigzag motion. So you want to be zigzagging up while also turning it. He said that's the best method, so I'm going to try that, which I think is what I do anyway, but good to know actual like makeup artist tips on that. Well, I kind of messed up on that lower lash line, but top one looks fine. So I really don't like this mascara because it's very, very clumpy, but it is currently the only mascara that I have, so I don't really want to go buy any one. Lastly, for the lips, I'm going to go in with this Superstay Ink Crayon. This is the most neutral, natural color that I own. But I'm going to put it kind of in the middle here and then blend it out so it looks a little bit more natural. So I've seen Robbie D. Christie do that technique with the lips, and I think, I don't know, it makes it like I'm still wearing something on my lips, but it kind of makes it seem like I'm not. I don't know. So there is your natural, neutral, everyday kind of look following Robert Welsh's tips. I think it turned out pretty good considering I don't really have skill. So shout out to Robert Welsh for helping me out there. I would not follow my videos. I would follow his videos and his tips. So go check out his channel. But if you did like this video and you do like my channel, please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, as well as give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below with what your thoughts are on this look or what your thoughts are on Robert Welsh if you've watched his videos, if you appreciate his knowledge. So that's all I have for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, I forgot that. I'm scared. Ah, shoot. Jeez. Who said who was that?
I said I was walking by, heard you, waited for you to stop respectfully, and said no.
Why would you say no though?
Why not?
Because it ruined my video.